Hey, good morning, everyone. Um, just kind of rolled out of bed and decided I wanted to keep scanning some cards. I made some pretty big updates to my card scanner application. For those of you who maybe new or haven't heard, I actually wrote a custom application using Python and webcam, some um, image processing, and other technologies to create a card scan reader. It started out as something so that I could scan and get real time prices for my stream. I mean, I realized that there's, the TCG player app and other things that will scan cards into, like collections, so you know what cards you have and stuff like that. But I hadn't found a really good way to do card scanning and interact with a live type of production to bring that real time pricing. A lot of the time, I've watched some other streams and different things like that, and I thought it would be kind of a cool thing to have to be able to do. So I wrote it, and it's just kind of continued to add and enhance more features and stuff there. And so one of the things that I'm adding recently is I figure, hey, I'm scanning cards anyways. Why not build in a little piece there so that I can manage my own collection? Eventually, I think I'm going to throw it on a website, and so I'll be able to look at my entire collection online, do some basic sorting, filtering, that kind of stuff, and maybe even connect it up to streams so that people can go back and look at cards and even maybe follow and track values over time for a specific stream. Anyway, I don't know. Who knows? It's just a little hobby, and it's fun. But really, what I wanted to do here today is I just was sitting here and I was just scanning, like I said, a bunch of these cards from the Dominaria opening that we did a couple nights ago. So I was just testing the kind of collections feature. And what I have right now is I have kind of what I call a staging or a temporary or a live queue as I add cards in. So I'm just adding all these cards in to that queue, and as they build up, it'll give me a total price of the queue for every card that's over $2. That seems to be like a pretty good break even point. Anything under that, I'm not really adding to the total value of the collection, but the cards themselves are getting added to the collection. It's just kind of, that bulk status where even if I wanted to sell some of these cards, it wouldn't really be worth it to me personally as a small guy to deal with selling cards that are less than $2. So, um, all right. Actually, one thing that occurs to me, I didn't even have my stream up previously, and so I had set a really slow. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're not really here. None of these should be big hits. If we do get anything crazy, that'll be pretty exciting. Um, so you should see up in the upper left corner of your screens, I guess. You should start seeing some card prices and card data flash up there, but it's not going to stay up very long. During the normal stream, I think I have it stay up for like 5 seconds. But for this one, where we're just trying to get through them kind of as quickly as possible, it probably is just going to flash up for just a second. Well, that one didn't even flash up. Let me see here. Create price. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not even gonna come up. Well, I definitely want it to come up because that's part of what I wanted this stream test to do here. Or this test stream. Okay, I already scanned Wrath, and this one is a foil. So the other thing that I have here is I have a little modifier. So when a card goes into the queue, because of how I identify it, it's impossible for it. Well, I shouldn't say impossible. I haven't figured out how to tell the system to identify whether a card is a foil or not, and so I have to manually set that, which is a little bit of a bummer. All right, let me just I will just increase that really quick. We're having a good time. I'm not in a big rush. You may hear kids and other stuff in the background. It's like I said, it's just kind of a um, lazy Saturday morning here at Rancor TV. All right, let's try this next one. What do we got here? Yeah, that's a foil. We'll stick it up on the slab. There it is. There it is. Okay, just that first one just took a second. So we'll stick that onto our worthless pile. Slap it over to a foil. I got a key on my keyboard here that's set to that for this program. So to kind of explain the piles, this is the pile that's basically anything less than $2. This is anything that's over $2. This is anything that's over $4, $8, $16, and then $20. So kind of 5 piles. Anything 20 and higher is pretty good. The totals that I'm pulling, if you guys are wondering, if you're curious, I am pulling a 7-day average for the last 7 days of data as pulled from MTG JSON data. If you Google that, you should come up with a website, and that's a foil. And anyway, they have some prices on there that pull from a couple of the big ones. There's TCG Player, Card Kingdom, some others. So I take an average of all those for the cards for the retail price or market price, depending on how that online distributor does their stuff. And then I just average that over the last 7 days for the card. That's what I use the price for a set that's brand new like Dominaria. You know, we're definitely going to be seeing some difference there. So that's a foil. So we'll mark that as a foil. But it should stabilize over time. You know, right now things are really, really, the price that you're seeing is probably, you're going to look, oh, it's not really worth that. It's, you know, worth $3 less. And, you know, that's just kind of how the averages work, especially on a set that just barely came out. It's a foil. And, you know, it'll balance out over time though. I just didn't want to have something where I'm always having to change it, and I felt like 7 days was a pretty good. That one's a foil too. A pretty good indicator of where things need to be at. So, yeah, really, that's kind of what we're here. If I had something set up, I might even play a little music since I'm just here scanning cards, hanging out. But most recent card set. Okay, it should be foil, hopefully. I figure when I go in on the back end and I actually implement the website and other stuff where I can look at my different sets, that one was a foil, I'll do somewhat of a reckoning. If I have a few errors here and there, I'm not too worried about it. It's mostly just going to, oh, got to scan it first. Mostly just going to be for my own knowledge in case I was deck building or crafting or you know, I've really considered getting a little bit more into the single selling. Some of the big hits that I've had in the past, I have sold, but really those are the high item ones where it's worth it to spend a few dollars on shipping and insurance and all that other stuff. So, like when I opened up some not Crimson Vow, Midnight Hunt, I had gotten a Meat Hook Massacre, so I didn't end up selling that one for I think $50 or $55, which ended up being pretty good deal. What other Magic? I haven't really sold a ton of Magic cards. That's a rare and a foil, still worth less than $2, sadly. I'm trying to think. I don't think that I've actually sold any really high priced Magic cards yet. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm scared to sell them. I just feel like, oh gosh, if I ever did want to, you know, use it in a deck or something. Honestly, probably some of the cards that we got from our Double Masters collector booster box. I'm kind of holding on to those, waiting for prices to normalize on those and stabilize. What is that? Okay, so this one doesn't have a foil price. So even though this is a foil, there's only one version of this card, so that's considered the normal. Anyway, kind of waiting for those prices to stabilize, see what they come out at. Probably worth looking into now. In fact, maybe if I get done with all these and I still have some time to kill today, or maybe I'll do another one of these just kind of scanning streams where we talk and look at my collection and what I have now. I would like to get all caught up. I don't have my phone camera hooked up to the stream today because I wasn't planning on looking at singles. Okay, hang on. I don't want to get take up the shield. Okay, that one was worth 29 cents foil, and we mark it as a foil. Um, anyway, I would like to go back and scan every single card that I have, just to kind of get that good idea of the entire collection. I think it would be pretty neat, and so maybe some of the next ones I'll do are the double masters ones. And we'll do more of these streams. Probably just hit or miss. I don't really get a lot of action on the channel, other than from close friends and family. But hey, you got to start somewhere, right? If you are out there and you're new and you're stopping by, let me know. We can chat, ask questions, and would be happy to see you on our opening streams. I think we're doing the first and third, or the first and third Tuesday. That's a foil of every month. I was doing them every single week, but again, just due to not having a lot of subscribers and stuff yet, we kind of slowed down on that, especially in the recession and these rough times. That's a foil. It was hard sometimes to justify the cost. Let me hit that again. Okay, just opening that many cards, especially since the channel. I'm actually getting pretty good growth when I get around to posting videos. Most of those are just on shorts, though. So what I end up doing is I just ended up taking my live streams, clipping them down, making them shorts, so on and so forth. That one is a foil. I'm probably missing some of these in here, but that's all right. All right, non-foil for once. We're finally getting down into some of the set cards. I opened up, if you didn't catch the Dominaria stream, I opened up one collector booster box, which was super fun. We actually did get this Osai Vultures for a Legends card. It was only worth a couple of bucks, if that. I can't even remember the price. It wasn't anything noteworthy, but it was super cool to actually get a Legends card. So they're definitely out there. We didn't hit any of the big ones, but that's a foil. Anyway, there we go. I don't even know what I was talking about before that, but yep, definitely excitingly numbing stuff going on here. Oh, I was just saying the short. So my plan is to kind of lean more into the shorts for now. And then, hopefully maybe once I get a larger user base, get some more people involved. I have an online store, and I have pricing that I feel like is pretty dang good, especially compared to other live openers and that kind of stuff. The stuff that I put up on the store, I don't ever plan to increase the pricing on there. So just over time, I'm hoping it just becomes worth it. I kind of have a bit of an investment strategy when it comes to all this stuff, and I'm just a small fish. So usually, if I get 3 boxes of a product, I'll open one myself from a personal collection. I'll get another one to stick on the shelf, and then I'll get that third one to sell on the store. So I've got a whole pile of booster boxes, draft set, from some of the more recent sets here. And really, right now, just kind of waiting for traffic. And oh man, I don't think I marked that last one as foil, unfortunately. Oh no, it was. Okay, I wasn't crazy. So then Mary is Outrider. I get to talking. Okay, set that one to foil. Yeah, a lot of these are foil. I have it set up so that they default to normal because, normally I would be opening set boosters and that kind of stuff more often than not. But anyway, Yotai declares war. So hopefully we get some traction on the store eventually. But I realize I got to put in the work, put in the time, the money, and do some shorts. So my plan is to do about 5 shorts a week. The last couple weeks have been horrible. I've just been super busy with work and stuff. But we got some good Dominaria content. I should be setting up a nice range of those. That one was foil videos. That should be hitting probably starting today, and then I kind of do editing in bulk, and so I'll edit enough shorts for like 7 to 10 videos, and then I'll just schedule them, and they'll just run. Sweet, another normal one. So yeah, we must be getting down into the set cards finally. I opened up. Oh, I was gonna say I opened up a set, a collector's booster box, and then I opened up one of the bundle boxes. I like to get the bundles because you get the little card holder, and relatively speaking, probably on the smaller side more than the larger side. Although on Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate, that hot dumpster fire, I went in a little too deep, and I probably have two of the not elite trainer box, of the bundle box, um, full of those sets. But usually I aim for about one bundle box per set. That's how many cards I'll open up for myself. I feel like that usually gives me a good sampling of the cards that would be in a set. And, you usually end up with a few good hits and that kind of stuff. And then if I did need to round anything out or get a play set or something like that, I would, at that point, go out and purchase some additional singles and do that kind of a thing. So it's just fun. I try to keep a somewhat healthy balance between the fun and the excitement of opening the cards, but not going so crazy that it becomes cost prohibitive. So I usually do about a bundle and then either a full or a partial collector, and then a set booster box of each of most sets, we'll say. For instance, double masters, I think I've opened 5, 6, maybe 7 draft boosters from double masters, and then the one collector booster box, and that's all the double masters that I'll do. But for your standard sets, well, I guess I skipped some too. Streets of New Capenna, I should probably go back and at least get like a bundle and a set booster of that. Especially since I think pricing is pretty good on them. But just from a thematic perspective, I just wasn't really interested in Streets of New Capenna, and I think kind of thankfully I didn't buy into it early because from what I have seen, at least, it doesn't seem like it has been doing super well from a financial perspective. And so, to pick up things, you don't get them on opening weekend or whatnot, but to get them at a little bit of a discount price is definitely worth it. So maybe I'll go through and do a big Capenna opening, because there were some cards in there I think that are good, especially if you're building, more modern decks, or even doing standard. I know a thing that I like to do, and I'm trying to get. I don't play with a bunch of people. Again, just friends and family, but we've kind of started as saying, hey, let's build decks, but you have to build decks within a single set, and that just, kind of helps keep it a little bit competitive, and it becomes less of a who's going to go spend more money and buy the best meta deck that someone else has created versus, just kind of, hey, a combination of what you have on hand, maybe spend a few dollars here and there. Just makes it more fun, I think. I started out doing it with my wife, where we would just, hey, the cards that I'd open, we both sit down and we kind of be like, okay, we'll pick a color. You get green, I'll take black or whatever, and then just with the card we had, we'd make a deck and then play a few matches, and it ends up being a good time. Okay, that land wasn't worth anything. Oh, all right. So we got a little bit of a foilage here. Oop. Got worth 22 cents. And we'll add them to the foil stack. Oh, we're getting into a few more foils here. So, I don't know. It's just fun. And I think that's the great thing about Magic. You go down to your local game store, and sometimes you get a lot of the tryhards and the sweaties that are spending hundreds, thousands of dollars on decks. And that's just not me. I absolutely could. For the amount of money that I spend on Magic a year, I could probably have a 5 or 6 thousand EDH deck or something crazy like that. But that's just not fun to me. I want to just, have a good time, be casual. And the other thing that I like is I like building stuff myself. I have always felt when you lean into metas and you do the research that it's like great on the people that come up with it, but I almost feel like it's a little bit cheating. Um, did I do the Tolarian Geyser? Yeah. Because it's like you didn't figure it out. All you're doing is taking data that other people have compiled, other people have come up with, putting a deck together. Now, I'm not saying that just because you have the deck means that you have the strategy or the knowledge or the wisdom to play that deck to the best of its ability, but um, to me, half the fun is kind of coming up with that deck that fits your unique person. That's your own style that contains the things that you think are fun and interesting. And I've done several drafts here. That's like the only kind of a tournament that I'll do is where everyone starts on a level playing field. Um, is the draft tournaments, and I've done a couple of those, and that's always a good time. Everyone is just like I said, starting on that level playing field, and you get together, you have a little bit of fun. Our group around here isn't super big. I think the one draft I did for Midnight Hunt only had like 9 people in it. The Double Masters one that I did was actually a little bit bigger. It was actually at a different store that I hadn't been to before, and it was there was maybe 18, 20 people there, so that was pretty cool. But again, I think I got 12th. My brother that I was with, who's kind of a savant when it comes to this stuff, uh, he hasn't been playing a super long time. But anyway, I think he ended up getting sixth or something like that. But it was fun. I didn't expect to go down there to win. I even just kind of, again, I don't want to say I willy nilly put together a deck, but it was just a deck that I found that was fun. I thought it was interesting. I probably could have built a better deck had I actually gone through, looked at reviews, looked at um, you know online strategies. I'm sure people could have said, "Oh, the best colors in this for a draft," or whatever, green and red, or and try to focus on something like that. But I don't know, just a lot of effort. Looks like the wife might be home. She had to take our oldest to her first volleyball game. So that was exciting. We'll have to see how that went. Um, I don't think there's anyone even watching this, so it doesn't matter, but I may step away for just a few moments or mute and just keep scanning cards here. I was actually surprised. Some of the uncommons, even foil versions, but still, are well above the $1 range. Kind of cool to see that. Shore up. Well, that one's a foil. There we go. Trying to train our dog. We have a Great Dane puppy. He's just about a year old, I think. It's definitely been an adventure. It wouldn't have been my first pick on a dog, but my wife has just always wanted to get a Great Dane, so we did it. It does go a little quicker when I don't have to worry about if they're foils or not, or hit the foil button every time. Twinferno. I don't think we've had any of these bumps that have been over the $2 to bump us up. So 297, I think realistically you can probably knock at least $30-$40 off of that for how the market is trending down on some of these cards from just opening weekend and whatnot. Um, but not too bad. So I figure that, like, of course, I locked in on pre-release prices. So I think I got my collector boosters for 245. Um, and then I got a one of the bundle for $40. So I'm into it 280. So I'm underneath a little bit, I think, probably. I'm hoping that'll bounce back up a little bit over time, but again, I don't have any intention, at least right now, of selling any of these cards. It's just, kind of nice and interesting to see and know what things are good at. And then, of course, I mean, if I hit something crazy out of the legends, or if I should say, if I had, I probably would have. That's kind of an interesting looking. Yeah, I don't know if it'll focus for me. There it is. It's kind of an interesting looking art. I actually like that. But anyways, I definitely would have sold that if I had hit a $2, $3, $4, $500 card. I don't play vintage or historic or I don't know, whatever it would be that would use a card like that. And I would just never play with a card that was worth that much. I like the game and stuff, but again, I'm not sweaty enough to where that would be worth it to me. Personally, I'd rather just sell it and buy more product that I could own. Not that I wouldn't sell it and use the money for anything else. It would go back into Magic, but it would just I'd rather buy maybe a booster box that I wouldn't normally buy. You go back and get Throne of Eldraine box, or something kind of maybe a little bit more oldishy, just to have some fun. Oh, a foil mountain. That's probably. Let's do 7. I haven't really scanned these yet. All right, let's just go through and we'll scan these in really quick. These are all some of the just normal double lands. And we'll go through and we got to set that one to foil. I separated these earlier when I was doing the stream. Because I put all my lands, I keep all my lands separate. I don't keep them with my sets. And the organization of how I do things. That way when you're building decks, you don't have to go digging through other sets just to find the land bases that you're looking for. I don't know, I talk like I build a lot of decks and stuff, but I don't. I have a few. Haunted Mire. All right. Well, if you're out there, let me know how you're doing on a Saturday morning. Just chilling, hanging out, maybe playing some games or something. Here's a non-foil. Must have slipped that one in there on accident. And foil normal planes. I will say that we've been staring at this foil stained glass mountain. I gotta change that one to foil. Hang on. But they are actually, above $3. So it's not a bad hit if you get one of the foil stained glass. The non-stained glass ones I think are sitting at like $1, so they're in this pile. But all right. Zar Ojanen, Scion of Ifraba. Tatiova, Steward of Tides. Little 30-cent hit. Getting down to the bitter end here now, folks. Elvish Hydromancer. Vohar the Vodalian Desecrator. Interesting. I want to know how many of these names are new and how many of them are lore. And then, I guess either way, like, who comes up with these names? That's pretty crazy. Maybe they just have a big name bank. What's up, Roxy? I am. I'm streaming live. Floriferous vine wall. It's a plant wall. I always liked the wall cards, actually. Let's take a look at this one real quick. When Floriferous vine wall enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, so it's got like a little bit of a land draw type of a deal. That could be interesting. It would have been nice to see this be a 0-3 instead of a 0-2, but I haven't scanned this one yet. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I know Wall of Omens was my favorite from was Wall of Omens. That was a Double Masters. I can't remember. Double Masters and Baldur's Gate came out so close together. I get some of the cards mixed up. I'm pretty sure Wall of Omens was Double Masters. Yeah, it was. It was. I remember because I had some Wall of Omens in my draft deck for Double Masters. All right, we got a little bit of a foliage here. Not that it's going to make a difference on the pricing. Overall, I've been pretty satisfied. Stream seems to be doing pretty well. I had some problems with some of my NVIDIA drivers, and they updated OBS and all that other stuff. But that seems to be cleared up now. Hurler Cyclops. The Sprouting Goblin. Little Goblin Druid. We'll have to go through and make a Goblin deck. I think between AFR, they had some Goblins in there. I don't know. They usually have a couple Goblins in every deck. Yeah, I don't know. You can probably hear my kids screaming in the background. All right. Thrall of the Pit. Oh, another Bone Splinter. Was an interesting one. Sacrifice a creature to destroy a creature. I guess that could be worth it under the right situation. I don't know if that's... Well, I guess, yeah, if you... Especially in a black deck where you had something where when your creature... There was a... Can't remember what it was. I think it was a Crimson Val card that has to do with sacrificing or creatures being destroyed and creating treasure tokens or something like that. So that could be useful in a deck like that for sure. All right, I actually have a black-green deck EDH that I'm working on. So let's take a look at this one. When Bortuk Bone Rattle enters the battlefield, if you cast it, choose target creature card in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Otherwise, put it into your hand. It's got a 6 casting cost, though. Is less than or equal to the number of basic land types. among lands you control. So, like in the Painbow deck, maybe basic land types. Hmm. I don't know. That could be interesting. Oh, we gotta scan that one. I don't think it would fit in my deck, but I could see there could be some interestingness there. One of the things that I've noticed, because they've got a lot of DMC cards in this set, and that one was foil, is I feel like they tried to dual purpose this set too much, which I think has maybe led a little bit to its I don't want to say market rejection, but kind of downfall. Why maybe it's not as popular as it maybe could have been. Because let's be honest, this set has some great cards. It's got great art. I haven't drafted with it yet, but it seems like it would be a fun draft. Um, anyway, but they just have like it's like they just put a lot of commander cards in the collector booster boxes. I guess not in the set boosters, but I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of weird. Like they just need to stick to making for one format. Although I guess from what the internet tells me, standard paper is dead because everyone needs to be playing standard in arena. Um, I guess we'll see. We'll have to see what happens with all that stuff. Interesting times. Night of Dusk's Shadow. Where you guys we'll be wrapping it up here soon. Not that you wouldn't just click away if you're bored of this, but what have I got here? Just a handful of cards, 20, 30 more. And then I will have scanned every single Dominaria United card that I have currently opened. Um, didn't find any sleepers. I thought there might be some sleeper, like a sleeper common or something, or uncommon that was worth like $3 or $4. But so far, everything kind of just sticks within its normal margin of price. Like I said, there was a few of the foil uncommons that were over $1.50, like $1.77 or $1.60 or something. Idyllic Beachfront will go into our land pile. And once that finishes processing, we'll slap that in a foil. Here's another foil. This one's dark. Like some of these are dark, but like the foiling helps it pop a little when you get it in the right light. I don't know. Vohar, Vadilian Desecrator. Even to my naked eye, it's kind of hard to read some of these just because of the foiling and stuff. All right, that one came up as a foil. Good old Ramirez, the pirate. Pillager. Excuse me, Captain Ramirez. Pillager. Another idyllic beachfront. And that one is a foil as well. For a whopping 65 cents. I guess if you had a storefront with a lot of patrons having some of these, you'd probably would sell quite a few singles. So the 25 cents, 35, 40 cents, it all adds up. So I'm getting into some more foils here. When I was organizing them earlier, I must have mixed up the set and collectors. All right, that one is a foil. Jaya's Fire NATO. I kind of hope we get a Jaya. I would like to build a Jaya deck. I think that'd be fun. Put some lightning bolts and some other stuff and all the Jaya spells I could find, obviously. 7 to foil it. We've got the the Hurler Cyclops. Again in a foil. All right, Nigel the Storm Rider. Runner. Man, if I could read this morning. 35 cents. Aaron. Oh no, it's just Aaron. Aaron. Focus. Focus. Aaron. If they can't, it's not even Aaron. Oh no, not here. 53 cents. Set that one to foil. We got Jasmine, Boreal of the Seven. Oh yeah, DMC. There's like a million of these things. And the collector boosters. I was kind of. No, that's the normal, I guess. Lightning Strike. Foil. Oh. That's that one to foil. Coming up with the geothermal bog. Maybe I should start a service of scanning people's cards in. If you would do that, tell me. Maybe I will. $10 for what could you do? I guess I'd have to see how long it would take me, and I'd definitely optimize my setup. But could be interesting, like $10 1,000 or something. I don't know. I'd have to look and see what the. Okay, this is a foil. Hopefully I didn't miss some. I probably did. If I did, though, it's just a handful. Lightning Strike. So that's like Lightning Bolt. It's just got a little bit of a different flavor there. And we will set that to foil. Yavimaya, Maya, an elf. For those of you who like the Elven decks. There we go. Shalai's Acolyte. I actually just bid on the final sketch of this card this morning. We'll see if I get it. One of my bigger regrets is not getting the sketch for Vindicate from Modern Horizons 2, I think it was. That was a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. I'm kind of. I'm kind of undecided about the stained glass stuff. I don't know if I'm a fan or not yet. But I also feel like it's can seem very simplistic as well. But at the same time, that's kind of how some of them have been. You know, the AFR showcases were simplistic. So I don't know. Oh, we're getting into a couple of rares here. We'll see if we can get anything that makes it into the $2 range. 62 cents. Joyra, Ageless Innovator. I'm sure that's worth nothing as well. We got a whopping 72 cents. Aisha, the Tanaka Armorer. What is it going to give us? $1. Well, if it had been foil, we would have made it into the $2 pile. Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief. Come on, baby. Nope, 84 cents. All right, and last and probably least, good old Balmore, the Battle Mage Captain, Bird Wizard, Legendary, Showcase Foil, all the good stuff. Oh, sometimes the reflection lets it not read the card. Okay, I got it that time. For a whopping 51 cents in the foil. And set it to foil. Come on now. Come on now. Don't do me dirty. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, if you stopped by, thanks for watching. If you watch this later, thanks for watching. Wasn't super exciting, but you can see that from the set or the 8 set boosters that opened from the bundle and the 12 collector boosters. Total hits for me, if you're just looking for stats, was 297.51 on a rolling 7-day average on 9/17/2022, so a week after release weekend, I think. We'll see how prices continue to do. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you haven't already, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me, like I know you can, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my next great video comes out. In the meantime, keep collecting.